Hello everyone! For today's video, pag-uusapan natin ang 9 best investments for retirement kung saan pwede kang makakuha ng passive income through dividends or interest. Tandaan, investing is not a one-size-fits-all. What works for one person might not work for another person. Kaya piliin ang tamang investment that fits your financial situation, your investment goals, investment horizon, and your risk profile. At syempre, bago ka mag-invest, kailangan meron ka munang emergency fund na good for 6 months to 1 year. Ang emergency fund ay doon mo ilalagay sa madaling ma-withdraw or ma-pull out in case bigla mong kakailanganin ito. Kaya siya tinawag na emergency fund. Pwede mong ilagay ang emergency fund mo sa high interest savings account sa mga digital banks. Pwede rin sa mga traditional banks, kaya lang sobrang baba ang interest pag sa traditional banks. Here are the latest interest rates ng mga digital bank savings accounts as of July 2024. Favorite ko dito ang Discardtech by RCBC kasi 6.5% per annum ang interest. Kaya lang may limit hanggang 49,700 pesos lang ang maximum amount with interest. Sa Maya, ang base interest ay 3.5% per annum. Ongoing pa rin yung promo rates nila, kaya pwede mong i-boost yung interest mo up to 14% per annum. 10% lang maximum interest na nakuha ko dito sa Maya. The SSS pension is an essential starting point. Hindi man ganun kalaki ang makukuhang SSS pension at the age of 60 or 65, the SSS pension is still very important for retirement. Kasi lifetime meron kang makukuhang monthly pension from SSS pag nag-retire ka at the age of 60 or 65. Kaya ituloy mo pa rin ang pagbayad ng SSS contributions even after paying 120 contributions. Kasi yung iba nag-stop na sila after paying 120 contributions. Ang consequence nito, mas mababa ang pension na makukuha mo in the future. Pay the maximum contribution kung kaya mo. The more money you put in sa SSS, the higher your future pension will be. Kung Pag-ibig Fund member ka naman, hulugan mo pa rin ang Pag-ibig regular savings mo. Paying your Pag-ibig P1 contribution is saving money for your future. Ang minimum contribution ay 400 pesos for self-employed or individual payers and 200 pesos naman for employed, OFWs, and seafarers. You can save more to earn higher dividends. Pwede kang maghulog ng more than the minimum contribution if you want to save more. Ma-appreciate mo ang value ng contributions mo pag mag-withdraw ka na ng fund mo when you retire. Makukuha mong lump sum ang total deposit mo plus dividends. Here's the historical dividend rates ng P1 since 2011. Tax-free din ito and compounding ang dividend. Mas mataas compared to savings and time deposits sa mga banks. Ngayon, pag-usapan natin ang 9 best investments in the Philippines, so known for providing good returns through interest or dividends. At hindi mo rin kailangan ng malaking capital dito para makapag-invest ka sa mga investment instruments na ito. Mag-start tayo sa pinaka-low risk, ang time deposit, so also known as term deposit. A time deposit is a type of bank account that earns fixed interest rate and has a fixed end date. Mas mataas ang interest compared to savings account kasi may lock-in period ang time deposit. Pwede ka mag-time deposit sa mga traditional banks or digital banks. Pag sa digital bank, mas mataas ang interest compared to traditional banks at mas mababa din ang minimum requirement to open an account. Ay nagtanong pala about cooperative time deposit. Mataas daw ang interest. Kaya lang hindi ko pa na-try, kaya hindi ko alam kung saan magandang maglagay ng pera sa co-op time deposit. Sa mga nakapag-try na ng co-op time deposit, pa-share na lang ng experience nyo sa comment section below. Ito ang latest time deposit interest rates ng mga digital banks as of July 2024. Bumaba na ang mga interest rates. Dati, CIMB ang pinakamataas at 7.5% per annum for 2 years. Naging 6.5% per annum na lang siya. Union Digital Bank lang ang merong 1 month and 2 months na term. Sa 3 months, 6 months, and 1 year, yun yung digital bank ang pinakamataas ang interest rates. Pinakamababa sa ngayon ang Tonic Bank. Yung Uno Digital Bank bumaba na rin from 6.5% naging 6% na lang. May nagsabi yung Own Bank mataas daw ang interest rate sa time deposit, so nasa 8% per annum yata. Kaya lang hindi ko pa na-try ang Own Bank kasi ang dami ko ng digital bank account, so ayoko na magdagdag. Sa mga nakapag-try na sa Own Bank, pa-share na lang din ang experience niya sa comment section below. Next is Pag-ibig MP2. Ito ang pinaka-popular na investment option ngayon sa Philippines at favorite investment ng karamihan. Open ito sa mga Pag-ibig Fund members, including pensioners and retirees na dating Pag-ibig Fund member. Risk level is low kasi yung capital is government guaranteed. Minimum contribution sa MP2 is 500 pesos. Walang maximum limit sa ngayon. Ito ang nakalagay sa website ng Pag-ibig. Flexible ang MP2, so pwede kang maghulog ng any amount, anytime. Pwede rin maghulog ng lump sum. Sa dividend payout, merong two options, annual and 5-year end term. Pag annual payout ang pinili mo, mawi-withdraw mo ang dividends yearly. Dividends lang ang pwedeng makuha, hindi kasama ang capital. 5 years ang lock-in period sa MP2. Sa 5-year end term, compounding ang dividend at mawi-withdraw mo lang ang lump sum mo, yung total deposits and dividends after 5 years. Here's the MP2 historical dividend rates. Nag-start tumaas ang MP2 dividend noong 2016. Nasa 6% to 8.11% ang dividend rates. Tax-free kaya makukuha ng buo ang dividend. Malaking bagay din yon yung 10% na tax. Kung wala ka pang MP2 account, meron akong tutorial video kung paano mag-open ng MP2 account online. Check the video link in the description box below kung gusto mong mag-open ng MP2 account. Next is My SSS Pension Booster. Ito yung dating Wiz Plus, rebranded to My SSS Pension Booster. Maganda ang intention ng SSS program na ito kasi yung savings and dividends accumulated can be used to supplement your retirement. Risk level is low. Ang minimum contribution is 500 pesos, so based ito sa SSS guide. Ang advantage ng voluntary SSS Pension Booster sa MP2, pwedeng ituloy-tuloy mo ang paghulog ng contributions until retirement. Unlike sa MP2 na kailangan mong i-withdraw ang lump sum mo after 5 years and then create a new account if gusto mong ituloy ang pag-save sa MP2. Pwede rin mag-withdraw maski less than 5 years pa lang, kaya lang reduced earnings. Ang projected dividend yield is 7.2%. However, since the fund is a managed fund, merong 1% management fee na ma-charge sa account mo yearly. So this can reduce your potential earnings. Ang concern lang ngayon ng mga SSS members ay hindi raw maayos ang system ng SSS. Sa crediting pa lang ng Wiz and Wiz Plus dividends until na wala pa rin nakikredit sa account. Mabagal ang processing ng claims, mahirap din daw mag-claim at ang dami pang ibang issues na na-experience ang mga members based sa mga feedback na nababasa ko. Sa ngayon, between MP2 and SSS Pension Booster, much better ang MP2 kasi proven and tested na ng karamihan sa atin. Hopefully, mag-improve ang system ng SSS para mas marami silang maenganyong sumali sa My SSS Pension Booster in the future. Pwede kang mag-create ng voluntary pension booster account sa My SSS account. Pag ang monthly salary credit mo naman ay above 20,000, automatic enrollment sa mandatory pension booster. Next ay government bonds. Sa government bonds, merong treasury bills and retail treasury bonds. Government bonds are fixed income securities. They are considered conservative and safe investments. Yung principal and interest are guaranteed by the Philippine government, kaya low risk. As an investor, magpapautang ka ng pera mo sa government and gagamitin yung fund sa pag-finance ng mga government projects such as infrastructure, education, etc. bonds pay out interest quarterly or semi-annually. And then yung principal ay ibabalik at the maturity date. Sa time horizon, treasury bills have a shorter term, usually less than 1 year. Yung RTBs ay pang medium to long term, mga 3 to 10 years or even more than 10 years pa. Yung treasury bills parang palaging meron ito sa bank. Mababa nga lang ang interest, nasa 3 to 5% per annum. Kasi short term lang, less than a year. And then merong pang tax na 20%. Pag may public offerings of RTBs, pwede kang makabili sa mga banks. Pwede ring bumili online ng RTBs sa bonds.ph by Union Bank. Next ay corporate bonds. Companies na listed sa local stock exchange can also issue corporate bonds to finance the expansion of their business or support their operations. Mas mataas ang interest sa corporate bonds compared sa government bonds, pero higher ang risk kasi corporate bonds are only guaranteed by the issuing company. Ang interest rate ay nasa 5 to 8% per annum, and then meron ding 20% na tax. Quarterly or semi-annual payout ang interest depende sa tenor and issuing company. Risk associated sa corporate bonds ay pag mag-default ang borrower, though very low probability naman. Kaya doon ka sa mga magagandang companies with proven track record ka magpautang to lower the risk. Pwede kang bumili ng mga corporate bonds sa mga banks pag merong public offering ang mga companies. Ang minimum amount varies depende sa issuing bank. Another investment na pwede nyo idagdag sa inyong portfolio ay ang preferred stocks or preferred shares. Ang preferred stock is an investment security that is a hybrid between debt and equity. Since meron siyang debt component, preferred shares give investors regular dividends. Fixed ang dividend amount. Yung equity component naman refers to the rights given to the investor as part owner of the company. I like preferred stocks kasi predictable ang income. Dividends are paid out quarterly and fixed din ang payment schedule. Ang dividend rates ay nasa 6 to 10% per annum. Mas mababa ang tax sa preferred stocks, so 10% compared sa bonds and time deposit na nasa 20%. Tandaan, investing in preferred shares is not always 100% safe. Ang risk associated sa pag-invest sa preferred shares ay pag mag-defer ng payment ng dividends ang issuing company. Nangyayari ito pag pangit ang performance ng company. Halimbawa, hindi kumikita and it's losing money. Parang yung nangyari sa Phoenix Petroleum preferred shares. Negative earnings sila since December 2021 and nag-stop ang dividend payment noong 2022. The good thing is, merong cumulative feature, karamihan ng mga preferred shares, which means the dividends will accrue and will be paid to you together with unpaid dividends pag naka-recover ang company. So, pag kukuha ka ng preferred shares, doon ka kumuha sa mga magagandang companies with good fundamentals and proven track record at mababa rin ang utang to lower the risk. Para makabili ka ng preferred shares, kailangan mo ng trading account sa broker. Pag merong preferred shares offering, makikita mo ang announcement from the broker. Pwede ka rin bumili sa trading platform pag hindi ka naka-avail ng offering ng company. Mababa nga lang ang trading volume ng preferred shares kaya medyo mahirap bumili or magbenta. So need to wait for buyers or sellers. Kung wala ka pang broker, pwede ka mag-sign up sa Dragonfly Securities using my code. The best yung mobile trading app ng Dragonfly para sa akin. Gagawan ko to ng separate review and tutorial yung mobile trading platform ng Dragonfly. Next is REIT. REIT is a company that operates income-generating commercial spaces gaya ng office buildings, hotels, shopping malls, and industrial lots. REIT allows you as an investor to earn money through the rent collected from tenants na umuupa sa kanilang spaces. Kaya much more affordable investment siya compared to buying your own rental property. REITs are required by law to distribute at least 90% of their taxable income to shareholders as dividends. Quarterly ang payment ng dividends. What I like sa REIT ay meron ding potential for higher returns through capital appreciation over time. Ang share price ng REIT ay affected by the company's performance, occupancy rate, market conditions, economic outlook, and other factors the same sa stocks. Kailangan mo rin ng online trading account sa broker to buy and sell REIT stocks. Pwede ka rin makabili ng REITs sa Maya Stocks or G-Stocks PH. Check out my latest REITs review to learn more about the 8 REITs in the Philippines at ang best REITs to buy and hold. Next ay dividend stocks. Dividend stocks refer to companies that pay out a part of their regular earnings to shareholders as dividends. Ang dividend payment schedule ay hindi fixed. So, depende ito sa company. Merong quarterly, merong semi-annual, and annual. I like dividend stocks kasi merong potential for higher returns through capital appreciation over time. May dividends ka na marireceive and then pwede pang tumaas ang value ng capital mo pag nag-increase ang share price over time. So just keep in mind lang na stocks are not required to pay regular dividends. Pwedeng bumaba ang dividend pag hindi maganda ang naging performance ng company. Pwede ring mag-stop if the company is struggling to keep their cash flow stable. Kaya importante to do your own research sa company bago ka mag-invest dito. And invest only sa mga great companies with good fundamentals to lower your risk. Risk considerations. Ang share price ng dividend stocks ay affected by the company's performance, market conditions, economic outlook, and other factors. Kaya volatile ang share price ng stocks. Kailangan mo rin ng online trading account sa broker para makapag-buy and sell ka ng dividend stocks. Meron akong video ng top 25 dividend paying stocks sa Philippines. So, pwede kayo maghanap dito ng mga dividend paying stocks na pwede nyong ilagay sa watch list nyo. I also shared my latest dividend portfolio update sa video ito. So, check out the video links in the description box below. Last but not the least ay ang ALFM Global Multi-Asset Income Fund. Favorite ito ng mga nag-i-invest sa G-Invest G-Funds kasi monthly ang dividend payment ng fund na ito. For aggressive investors ang fund na ito. The fund aims to provide a stable stream of dividends and generate long-term capital growth. Ang ALFM ay isang feeder fund. Yung pooled money from the investors ay minamanage ng fund manager. At ang fund manager naman ay nilalagay ang pooled money sa another fund, which is called master fund. Yung master fund naman na ito ay minamanage ng BlackRock, kaya doble ang management fee. Ang annualized dividend rate ay 5.7% to 6.1%. Base ito sa actual dividends na nakuha ko. The principal and investment returns are not guaranteed and will depend on the performance of the market. Pwede ka mag-invest sa fund na ito sa G-Invest G-Funds ng GCash. Ang advantage of investing sa G-Invest ay mas mababa ang minimum investment pag magdagdag ka. Piso lang, pwede ka nang magdagdag. Pwede rin mag-invest directly sa BPI. And pwede rin ito sa broker. Sa First Metrosec, meron sila itong fund na ito. Kaya lang mas mataas ang minimum investment sa BPI at First Metrosec. Check out my latest update sa G-Invest G-Funds. Check mo na lang yung video link in the description box below. I hope you found this video helpful. Pa-like and share para makatulong din sa iba.